All right. Welcome, everyone. Did everyone find a seat? Looks like there's still a few open seats. There's a nice one right here in the middle. Yeah. It might be the best seat in the house if you can get out of it at the end of the night. All right. Well, we're going to get started. Thank you, everyone, for being here. This is actually the second to last concert I've got scheduled for this year. The next one is next Friday with Deb Talon from a group called the Weepies. So that'll be the last one until January, and just kind of winding things down. There are schedules of upcoming concerts, but like I said, that's the last one. I don't have a new schedule for January. Up there on the counter, there is a tub up there that says donations. If you haven't already made a donation, please do. That's how the group gets paid, and I like when they get paid because I think it makes them happy. And hopefully they'll come back as well. And actually tonight is the first concert that this group is doing in the U.S. So this is something that no one else in the U.S. has ever seen. Yeah. I think it's pretty special. I actually met Emma back in 2020 in New Orleans. I was down there for a Folk Alliance conference, and we've stayed in touch. She came back with a group called Sky Consort not too long ago, if you were here for that. Great show. Yeah, great show. And very excited to show you guys their music here. It's very beautiful. Actually, they did a workshop this afternoon, and that first song they did, it was very moving. I almost cried. Very, very beautiful. We had a little excitement this afternoon as they were coming. They got a flat tire right off of Page Street Extension, and we were able to get it all fixed, and the workshop pulled off, and everything came together beautifully, but never a dull moment. So there is up there on the counter also merchandise. The group has CDs. They also have songbooks, which I'm sure they'll tell you all about. And there's also a list up there where you can sign up for the emails. I send out an email about once a week just to let you know about concerts that are coming up. And if you want to be on that, just put your name and your email on there, and I'll get you added. All right. Are you guys ready? Yeah, fantastic. All right. Kongero.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for welcoming us to Bishop Hill and our first show of the tour, and our first tour in the US ever. We are very happy to be here. And you know, traveling is very exciting. I guess it's always been exciting, but you never know if the plane is going to be on time and if you're going to be able to catch the next plane. And if, like for us, usually we have a pre-goal, and that is to end up in the same city before our first show. If we manage to do that, it's a win.
And
like already there.
The right city. Also.
And the right city, too. Yes. Yeah. And today it got even more exciting because, I mean, last night we finally ended up in Chicago together. And we were like, yeah, we did it. But...
oh, we jinxed it.
Yeah, we jinxed it. Because today when we came with our rental car, we accidentally got screw.
Yeah, he told them earlier.
You got the story. And it was we were like 3 kilometers away. That's really destiny trying to, you know.
Well, I would say lucky us. We were 3 kilometers away, so we could just, hello, John, can you come and get us?
So what destiny has in mind for us for the rest of the tour, I don't know. But, I mean, you can always help us. Keep your fingers crossed that everything will be fine with rental cars and flights and stuff. Yeah. So the first song you heard, it was actually also the song we started off with during the workshop that we did earlier today. It's a very beautiful, traditional, melancholic love song about longing, about loving someone, not knowing if he or she will be back. But the very strong, consisting feeling of longing is there. And Emma has made a beautiful arrangement of it.
Well, thank you. But are we singing about those at home? Like what they are?
Maybe they're thinking, will they ever come
back
to us?
It depends on screws on the road and whatnot.
Yeah. My plan is definitely to come back home, but not yet for many weeks.
No.
Yeah. So we're going to continue with something completely different. This is the next song is actually one of the very few happy traditional love songs we have. They're very few, so please pay attention now, okay? It's about a person describing another person, and this person is kind, funny, smart, and also really nice to look at. You know, sometimes you find all 4 things in one person. So just like a universal awesome person is described for the next song. Enjoy.
Hulda flicka, tro mina ord, tro att jag dig aldrig sviker. Ingen finns på denna jord som så klok är och viser. Aldrig skall jag nära dig, endast du vill älska mig. Aldrig skall jag nära dig, endast du vill älska mig. Hulda flicka, tro mina ord, tro att jag dig aldrig sviker. Ingen finns på denna jord som så klok är och viser. Aldrig skall jag nära dig, endast du vill älska mig. Aldrig skall jag nära dig, endast du vill älska mig. Jam da de ya de la de da de dum da de da jam de ya la de da de dum da de da jam de yam da de la de da la de la de la de la de la de ya di da dam da de ya de la di da la di de da dam da di de da de dam da di la di da la di de da dam da di da da jam de yam da di la di da la di da dum di la di da la di de ya di la di da yam de yam da di la di da la di da dum di la di da la di de ya di la di da.
So the next song, some of you might, hur säger man, känna igen sig? Understand the concept of this song. It's about the hard work on a farm. It's about getting up early in the morning and, you know, lots of things to do. We have to work the field and milk the cows and, you know, all those kinds of things. And this is what this song is talking about. It's called Om morgonen helt betida, which means really early in the morning.
Om morgonen helt betida står bonden upp och ropar dig. Nu skall du upp, det skall ske fort, så att jag får mitt arbete gjort. Om morgonen helt betida skall pigan ut till hagen gå och taga hand om kornas små, så att hon mycket kan få. Om morgonen helt betida skall drängen bort till åken gå och skörda blöja eller så. Och först om kvällen hemåt gå.
Thank you so much. You know, we travel quite a bit, and last time we were on stage, the audience was German, and my German is limited, very limited. Yeah, probably. I know how to say I'm 12 years old because that's the age I was when I learned how to say my age. So it feels really nice to be in an environment where my English, which is I'm more comfortable with, is a useful tool. We're going to sing to you now a medieval ballad. And this is a type of song that was spread throughout Europe in the medieval times. And then the songs have, stayed within different cultures and, got a special flavor from where they have been, continuing to evolve. Some of them are present here in the US and lots of them on the British Isles. And this one tells the story about a sailor and a fair maiden. Usually they end in a specific way. We have another one. I'll take the whole story then. But this one, actually the last couple of verses, or tens of verses,
Washed away by the waves.
yeah, washed away in the ocean somewhere. So we only had 4 or 5. Yeah, and you will hear it. It's about the sailor who likes his girl to be dressed in blue to resemble the ocean. And then he has to go out onto the sea, of course, it's his job. And then there is a big storm with thunder and lightning, all hands on deck. You will hear it in the arrangement that Emma made. It's kind of a feeling. And that's where the lyrics ended. There were no more verses to this specific version of the song. But we felt like, maybe have a happy ending. Yay! So we wrote a last verse where the wind calms down and the ship comes into shore and the sailor meets his love again. Yay!
En sjömansbrud skall blåklätt gå, rio, rio, rej, att hon skall likna böljan blå, hållan så god. En sjömans största nöje är, rio, rio, rej, att hålla vackra flickor kär, hållan så god. När som en sjöman går i land, rio, rio, rej, då tar han flickan i sin famn, hållan så god. Stormen river och åskan går, rio, rio, rej, då måste en sjöman på däcket stå, hållan så god. Åskan dundrar knall på knall, rio, rio, rej, då står en man vid varje fall, hållan så god. Vinden mojnar och skutan går, rio, rio, rej, och sjömannen sin flicka får, hållan så god.
Emma Björling. Am I going to speak about? Okay,
We're gonna stick to the ocean theme.
yes.
Yes.
It's apparently one of my inspirations. Yeah, I like the ocean. My grandpa was a fisherman. Is that?
You also grew up by the ocean. So.
I did. Yeah. A tiny ocean, the one in between Sweden and Finland. Not quite an ocean. Anyway, a few years back, I found this piece of lyric, or it was a poem in a book. And the title was The Enchanting Song of the Sirens. So not the ew sirens, but the mythical female creatures that are very, very dangerous to sailors because of their beautiful song. They lure ships onto rocks and death and devastation. Yeah, sorry. Something about this was enchanting me, I guess, and I got a little melody popped into my head. And especially this line that says, "Kom, kom, kom, kom." It means come. Come close. Yeah. And I wrote this arrangement, which my colleagues liked. Yes. And it ended up being the title song of our 4th album, Kom. Change of scenery.
John, the channels are no longer in the order.
But
Just kidding.
you're a smart man, so you can count to 4. So.
We didn't switch mics.
No.
Kom till det tjusande, kom till det vackande, kom till det lekande, kom till det smekande, lämna det äggande, kom till det vackande, drycken är flödande, bultande, glödande. Livet på ditt och mitt, blott en minut vi fick. Kom, 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 kom. Jam da da di da ja da di jam de la di da jam da de du ja da di jam de la di da jam da da di da ja da di jam de la di da jam da de du ja da di Kom till det tjusande, kom till det vackande, kom till det lekande, kom till det smekande, yngling du dårade, bländade, sårade, graven jag bäddar dig, aldrig du räddar dig, frestelsens klockor har flockar dig till din död. Kom, 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 livet på ditt och mitt, blott en minut vi fick. Kom, 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 kom.
Lotta Andersson! Thank you so much. Yeah, and thank you for welcoming me back to this beautiful little piece of Sweden in the United States. The first time I was here, I was like, oh, there's Swedish flags all over the place. And it says, Välkommen. What is this? Because I had no idea of the tour plan. I knew that we were going to some kind of Swedeville, but I didn't know it was this place. So I'm so happy to be back, and so happy that you guys get to see this wonderful village also. A lot of times we get the question where we find our material, if we write our material, or if we, well, you've got some lead here, you can find a poem and you can write some music to it. But there are actually a lot of ways to collect or find the material that we work with. And one of the ways that we do this is we go to the archives. And the archives for traditional music in Sweden is excellent. It's really, really good. You can find transcriptions, like sheet music. You can find recordings, and sometimes they're long stories from the person that was out in the 50s, 60s, 70s, recording all these actually pretty like old women and men before, you know, they couldn't sing or play anymore. So they were in a bit of a hurry at that time to just like these songs cannot, you know, just die out with that generation. So we have a beautiful archive in Sweden, and you can find all kinds of wonderful music there. And we quite enjoy telling the stories that could be from the past, or it could feel like the present also, because some stories are timeless, you know. But we also really, really enjoy singing mouth music or instrumental music, if you want to call it that, like fiddle music, but we do it with our voices. The groove and the swing and the swoosh, the dance rhythms, it's just wonderful when we get it right. No, but it's wonderful, and to also treat the voice as an instrument and not only as a storyteller, if you understand what I mean. So that's what we're going to do now. We are going to sing for you a tune, a 3-beat tune, a polska it's called, with emphasis on 1 and 3, which you will see. And Lotta found this in the archives from her home county, Medelpad, which means the middle path to Norway and the big dome in Trondheim. So it was a pilgrim route, the middle of them. That's the county she comes from. And it's just, we just call it after the fiddler that was transcribed, you know. So yeah, we call it Junk Jonas.
Dayam taru tare jadidli dam tare jadam taru tare yaradito. Dayam taru tare jadidli dam tare jadam taru tare ralariam taru triam taridli dayam taridli daridli am taridli do. Taru triam taridli dayam taridli dolariam. Taru triam taridli dayam taridli am taridli do. Taru triam taridli dayam taridli do. Dayam taru tare jadidli dam tare jadam taru tare yaradito. Dayam taru tare jadidli dam tare jadam taru tare do. Dayam taru tare jadidli dam tare jadam taru tare yaradito. Dayam taru tare jadidli dam tare jadam taru tare do. Yam tadiddly yam tadiddly do yam tadiddly yam tadiddly do tadiddly yam tadiddly do yam tadiddly do yam tadiddly yam tadiddly do yam tadiddly yam tadiddly do tadiddly yam tadiddly do yam tadiddly do yam tadu tadu yadiddly dum tadu yadum tadu tadu yadadi dum yam tadu tadu yadiddly dum tadu yadum tadu tadiddly do day yam tadu tadu yadiddly dum tadu yadum tadu tadu yadadi dum yam tadu tadu yadiddly dum tadu yadum tadu tadiddly do yam tadu yam tadiddly do yam tadiddly yam tadiddly do tadiddly yam tadiddly do yam tadiddly do yam tadiddly yam tadiddly do yam tadiddly yam tadiddly do tadiddly yam tadiddly do yam tadiddly do yam tadu tadu yadiddly dum tadu yadum tadu tadu yadadi dum yam tadu tadu yadiddly dum tadu yadum tadu diddly do.
Thank you. And just to give you a little thing to think about, the polska might be the most Swedish thing we have. It's like this, it's super Swedish, and we do love it as this expression of, pure Swedishness. But it's actually Polska. It means it's from Poland. It just got stuck in Sweden some time ago, and now it's the thing.
And the second most Swedish type of song or dance is schottis, which is the Scottish. So, yeah.
We have just been brave enough to keep the words, and we're proud of feeling that Poland and Scotland is our nation.
Yes. And what now?
So we're gonna continue into something completely different. Me and Sophia, we left Sweden sort of in the middle of the night between Friday and Saturday, and it was really the first snowfall in Stockholm for this year. So the city was covered completely in white. And when you're going through a city in the middle of the night when everyone else is sleeping, it's sort of magic to see it. It was also some bad magic happening because there were some cars, freezing rain and cars that crashed into the sideway and stuff like that. Everyone was fine, but still, the weather can be troublesome sometimes. But it was really a winter landscape that we left. And then we came here, and you welcomed us with the same thing. So it sort of feel like we never left Sweden, actually. Or at least we feel very much at home. And I've been thinking a bit about this, what the traditional Swedish music is about. And very often, like very, very often, we sing and we praise the light, the sun, the summer. But it's rare to find any positive songs talking about the winter time, right? And of course, there's a reason for that, because the winter is hard. And in Sweden, it's also long and dark. But the next song is one of the rare ones that speaks about the beauty of winter. The summer leaves are falling. And welcoming this harsh winter, being like the crown in everything, the diamond in everything that is white and sparkling. It's really it sort of makes you actually like winter. And that's a tough job to make me like winter. So here is a really beautiful hymn about letting the fall go to rest, welcoming the winter, and seeing the beauty of it. And since we are only in the end of November and you're already having snowfall, maybe you'll need this one for a few months. Okay?
Sommarlöven falla från varje träd och kvist. Vårt liv med drömmar alla till stoft förvandlas sist. Välkommen hårda vinter, din dräkt är fager nog. Du sommarns brott skall vårda, som du hans smycke tog. La da di da da dei do, la dei la di do, dei la di dam, da di da dei do, dei du da dei do, dei du da dei do, la di dam da dei do, la di do. När mörker jorden höljer, jag till ditt rike ser. Din nåd som aldrig döljer, det ljus som ej går ner. La da di da da dei do, la dei la di do, dei la di dam, da di la dei do, dei du da dei do, dei du da dei do, la di dam da dei do, la di do. Din nåd som aldrig döljer, det ljus som ej går ner.
Sofia Hultqvist Kott!
Thank you. So this morning, no, not morning, noon, when we came here, we had a workshop in the dairy house building, the milk place, and and it was very interesting because on the walls we could read about the fäbod, the Swedish mountain farms. This summer I worked at a like outdoor historical museum, and I worked as a milkmaid from 1894. So I wore these old clothes, and I took care of the goats, and I made cheese. So it was really interesting to read about it here in the US. So yeah, it's really nice to be here. I also have a friend in Stockholm, and I posted like a picture on Instagram, and she wrote to me. She was like, "I can't believe you're in Bishop Hills." She said, "I'm their biggest fan. I know everything about that place." Yeah, somehow
Has she been?
No,
No.
I don't think she's ever been to the US, but she met an old man many years ago, and he knew everything about this place. He had written a book, I think, about the people who settled here. Yeah. So yeah, she's your biggest fan.
Sophia, what's her name? I'm very curious.
Her name is Ellen Almgren.
Ellen Almgren. Yeah.
It's also funny that it goes like back and forth. This
Yeah.
fascination.
Yeah. So we are going to sing 2 herding songs that they used on these mountain farms. It was a women's job in Scandinavia. Unmarried women went to the mountains over the summers to save the grass at home for the winter, to make hay. So yeah, they went to these farms, stayed with the animals, and did what they could with the milk, and they sang together. So yeah.
My grandma hated it. She had to do it as a young, like, teenager. It was absolutely awful in her mind. It's so romanticized, this. It's like, oh, and they could be by themselves. And not everyone liked it, I can tell you.
But there were many women who did like it.
Yes, the freedom and everything.
No parents watching over them, just,
Yeah, and
But-
not having the eyes and ears of the village,
Yeah.
controlling you.
But hard work. That's what I learned when I was working as one this summer. I learned that if you ever see fäbodjänta, which is the ladies working at the mountain farms, if you see one with their hands empty, not good. They're lazy. So, so here comes kling klang, which means ding dong. And just, I'm gonna make this quick, but the first one is a Norwegian one. It's very nice. It's poetry. It's ding dong, the bell was singing, the calf was dancing, and his butt was swaying. And then it ends with, this song was not long. So.
And Swedes always make fun of Norwegians. Now you understand why.
Yeah.
Anna put 2 of these kling klang, like it's the actual cowbell ringing. She put 2 of these beautiful versions together to a little medley.
Kling klang bjälla sang, kalven dansa och rumpa slang. Denna visa var en klang. Kling klang bjälla sang, kalven dansa och rumpa slang. Denna visa var en klang. Kling klang bjälla sang, kalven dansa och rumpa slang. Denna visa var en klang. Kling klang, klockan slår, stig upp och plocka mossa. dagen lång och magen trång och lite Aspen bad mig leta, leta, vinden bad mig vila. Björken lovade mig kvast när kvällen skulle bliva. Stjärna själv kom in i vilse bort i fjällen. Om jag ej kan finna dig så får jag ris till kvällen. Aspen bad mig leta, leta, vinden bad mig vila. Björken lovade mig kvast när kvällen skulle bliva. Aspen bad mig leta, leta, vinden bad mig vila. Björken lovade mig kvast när kvällen skulle bliva. Kling, klang, mjälla, sang, kalven dansa och rumpar slang. Denna visa var en klang. Kling, klang, mjälla, sang, kalven dansa och rumpar slang. Denna visa var en klang. Aspen bad mig leta, leta, linden bad mig vila. Björken lovade mig kvast när kvällen skulle bliva. Aspen bad mig leta, leta, linden bad mig vila. Björken lovade mig kvast när kvällen skulle bliva.
Anna Vikenius!
Thank you. I'm not gonna blab for too long now. Here comes a dancing tune from Norway.
There are good things about Norway as well.
This song.
We learned it from a lady called Hanne Kjersti Indestad. So we call it Hanne Kjersti.
yam ta di da 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 di di la di yam ta di da do yam la di dum ta da di di la di yam ta di do yam ta di da da di di la di yam ta di da do yam la di dum ta da di di la di yam ta di do
Coming back for the last time to the maritime theme, here's another medieval ballad for you about a sailor and a fair maiden. So usually these medieval ballads, they tell a long, long, long story, and then there's a few lines that repeat in every verse. And at the end, there's a lesson to be learned. There's something that this story can tell you about how to live your life. And when it comes to medieval ballads about sailors and fair maidens, the message is always no, don't. It's telling all you young ladies, no fun, especially not with a sailor. And being professional singers of traditional material, we've sang our fair bit of these last verses. And you know what? Once upon a time, this was maybe very, very good advice, because whatever this sailor tells you about him loving you forever, you know, the next morning he sails away, and who knows, right? And yeah, you could find yourself about 9 months later with a screaming memory of your fun together. And being a single mom in medieval times, but also until quite recently, is not a nice or easy way to live. So maybe this was good advice, but we do live in the 21st century. And yeah, I wasn't comfortable doing that. So we did what we usually do. We just don't want to sing that verse. We wrote a new one. Good, right? Well, in this one, maybe we were a little bit too frustrated, because the big, beautiful ship with all of the deceitful, lying, bad sailors, it sinks and they all die.
So now the lesson that to be learned in this song is, you young man, do not lie and deceive, because then you're gonna die.
Yes.
It's like the medieval ballad of the 21st century.
Yeah. I believe possibly it wasn't my good side, it was my other side involved in writing those lyrics. Anyway, this is a super beautiful melody that I also found in an archive with a man a bit past his prime, but singing this so beautifully that I kind of fell in love with him, although he'd been dead for decades.
He was on the ship. No, I'm just kidding.
And Anna will start this one off for us.
En sjöman han förlustade sig ut i den äng så grön. Ja,
Sjung falla, falla, la, 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 så fager och så skön. Säg, vill du med mig vandra ut i den äng så grön, ja, ja, så ska vi plocka rosor och bädda oss en säng. Sjung falla, falla, la, 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 och bädda oss en säng. När sängen den var bäddad och rosor strödda i, ja, ja, så lade det sig neder som äkta skulle bli. Sjung falla, falla, la, 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 som äkta skulle bli.
Om morgonen de vaknade, det blåste västanvind, ja, ja, och rosorna var borta på fager jungfruns kind. Sjung fallan, fallarallan, och på fager jungfruns kind.
Nåde mig härva flicka, min dödom har jag mist, men tager du mig till äkta, så går den sorgen viss.
Taga dig till äkta, jag varken vill eller kan ej dig, ty skeppet ligger färdigt att segla ifrån land. Sjung fallan, talarallan, att segla ifrån land.
Och skeppet lättar ankar på den blåa vågor, och jungfrun hon står ensam med sorgen i sin håg. Sjung fallan, 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 med sorgen i sin håg. Men skeppet det förliser ut i det djupa hav, och alla falska sjömän får i djupet nu sin grav. Sjung fallan, 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 i djupet nu sin grav.
Thank you. Yeah, dreadful story, but wonderful arrangement. We will come back to now to something that Anna started talking about in the middle of our set here, and about Swedes praising the summer and the light and endless amounts of songs about the grass is so green and the sun is shining again, or even further back when we were pagan, before the monks found our cold, harsh country. Then we actually thought we had to pray for the sun to come back in the spring. And these songs could have totally died out, been forgotten, buried under some rock, when the monks came and Christianed Scandinavia. But the monks that came, they were actually pretty smart, because they wanted the people to They wanted like a discussion, and it was always like, okay, if you get this, we can get that. You know, they were dealing a little bit. So as long as the paganism wasn't too pagan in the songs, we could keep the songs and we could keep our ceremonies. I know that you have very, very probably more traditional maypole dance at Midsummer's here in Bishop Hill than we have back home. So that is a pagan tradition. But it's been transformed into something that was, Christian enough for us to be able to do it. And it's the same with some of these sun prayers. You just have to put Mother Mary in there. And then it's all fine. So this next song is actually a little set of 2 songs. One is traditional Swedish sun prayer. We don't know how old, but Mother Mary is there. And the second one is one that exists both in Norway and our home county, which is just beside the Norwegian border. Our home county has actually been Norwegian, Swedish, so many times that we can't count. So who knows? It's probably Norwegian, let's say that. But I actually forgot about the melody, so I had to write a new melody for it. So I put these 2 together, same theme, Mother Mary, in both, but also this pagan theme of praying for the sun and light to come back in the spring so we can get our crops growing and everything. So it's not really time for it yet, but let's at least, we can pray for the sun to come out tomorrow, because this afternoon was beautiful.
Yes, it was.
Limu Lima and Lova Leni.
Limu, limu, lima, till jungfru Marias knä. Lova, lova, Leini. Lova, lova, Leini. Gud låt solen skina över topp och över trä, över breins vita snö, till jungfru Marias knä. Lova, lova, Leini.
Thank you. We have come to the last song for this concert. Thank you once again for welcoming us and really giving us a good start on this tour. Chicago has a lot to live up to now. You know, you set the bar. Good. Tomorrow we are heading back to Chicago, and then we are on to Pittsburgh and Boston and
all around Vermont, Maine, New York,
Massachusetts.
yeah, all over the
3.5 weeks total.
yes.
So if you have friends in any of these places that you think should come and listen to us, you can find all the information on our webpage. Or if you want to send some people that you don't like, that you think would think this was torture, then, I mean, you can use it that way too. Anything is possible, basically. Sailors. You
Send
send
all
them
the
our way.
sailors
Oh,
our
yes.
way.
Bring them on. We've had a lot of fun trying to translate, like, if sailors were the bad ones a few hundred years ago, what occupation, like what kind of work would be the sailors of today?
Is it us?
Is it touring musicians? I don't know. You know, they promise so many good things and then they leave the day after. It does sound like us. It does.
Promise to come back and
Yeah. Being musicians and traveling as much as we do, it's really a wonderful type of work that we are super grateful for, truly. But it's not always so easy. You leave your friends and your family, and you can't always be with them when they have their important moments. But instead, we get to spend our important moments with you guys. So thank you for coming out this Sunday evening and choosing to spend it with us. Also hoping that we have, well, I mean, you already know a lot about Sweden, but widened your image of Sweden besides IKEA and ABBA and other very general things. We will finish this concert with a Finnish tune. Haha. It is a traditional Finnish instrumental piece from the beginning, instrumental tune, and a colleague and friend of mine from another ensemble, she played this for me, and I suddenly, I instantly realized that this would fit Kongero really well. The title is very long and very Finnish, and I realized I will not be able to remember this, so we call it Maija's after Maija Kauhanen, who was my colleague. So here is some Finnish disco to end your Sunday evening. If you want to, please come and talk to us afterwards. Take a look at our CDs and our songbooks if you want to bring a piece of our music with you home. There are also download codes for you who no longer owns a CD player. Once again, thank you so much.
Dun dun day dun day dun day dun da di lay dun dun day dun day dun day dun. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're so kind and welcoming. Yes, of course. We do one more. We do know one more song. We have recorded 6 albums. So yes, we have one more song for you.
May I please just say one thing?
Yes.
You know, this whole charade when you go off and you go off, that's, you know, when you do this on a almost daily basis, it can get a bit like, are we doing that again? But you know what? During the pandemic, no concerts, no encores, no nothing. And since then, I've been like, yes, every time. It feels fresh again.
Yeah. So during the pandemic, we had some time to think through our material. Okay, of course we want to do new music, and we're working on new music as we speak, and we're going to record another album. But we were thinking about like the older albums and the like what the material that we did on our first albums, and there might be some pearls among the shrines, as you say. So is there any piece that we want to like bring back to our repertoire again, maybe? So yeah, we found this amazing song that we recorded on our first album that is about being grateful, because it's sort of during the pandemic you had to like find the pearls, you know. You had to find like, okay, today is another day of sitting at home and doing Zoom with people. Okay, then you really, really had to enjoy the small things, right? Oh, the sun is shining today, wow. Or that cup of coffee or whatever. There's always something in every day that you can really feel grateful about or like grateful for or really enjoy. So that's what we were doing. And we are so happy that this tour has finally materialized. Yeah, we are on American soil. It was planned for 2021, and here we are in the end of 23, and we're finally here. So that's something that we are really grateful for, and that you came out today, and that the weather didn't get even worse from this morning, so you could actually come here. There are always something you can be grateful about. And something that you should be super grateful for is having a guy like John putting up these shows in this beautiful place. Thank you so much, John. So please take these 2.5, 3 minutes now to think about John or someone else or something else that you are grateful for. This is an old traditional hymn from Dalarna in the middle of Sweden, and we like it very much. Thank you so much. Oh, by the way, Anna Vikenius. Lotta Andersson. Sofia Hultqvist Kott.
And Emma Björling.
Come and talk to us afterwards. We're not dangerous.
The mac and cheese. But it was really good.
She's grateful.
That's one of my bucket list things for this tour, mac and cheese. And it's check. It was really good.
Jag tar den ny. Jag tror det. Ja, vi tar den.
Den som frisker är och sunt må för sådan gåva böja hjärta, håg och mun Herren Gud till att lova. Tacka honom natt och dag med en härlig visa, vilken giver tillbehag, sundhet och god lisa. Ty när till ett nöjsamt mod. Vad vill man begära då i denna världen mer? Helst när vi förbida evig luft där allt besvär endast och all kvida. Där i dig, där i dig, la